Okay. And we are recording.
Whenever you're ready.
Exterior, night, a winding road. A car's engine revs as it speeds down a winding New England road. It weaves in between various potholes expertly. The car eventually turns off the main road and into a convenience store parking lot. It spins into a perfect parallel park outside the store and the driver steps out. She's wearing flip-flops. Interior, night, a convenience store. A girl, Lucy, 16, bursts through the double doors on a gas station convenience store. In one hand, she holds her phone, pressed up against her ear. In the other, she shoves her car keys into her purse and takes out her wallet.
Yeah, I'm there now.
Lucy rushes to the back freezer, scanning the wall of frozen goods until she reaches the ice cream pints.
Have you figured it out yet? Well, damn it, Mindy, I can't do everything.
Lucy grabs 2 pints of ice cream in different flavors and makes her way back to the front. Interior, night, Briana's room. The floor of Briana's 16's bedroom is littered with candy wrappers, tissues, and teen magazines. And Briana slumps over in her bed, curled around her laptop. A fluffy white dog curls up next to her. Mindy, 15, sits awkwardly on the bed next to Briana and texts. A romance movie plays on the laptop.
James, I've loved you since the day we met.
Sophia, you are my everything, but I just don't know if I can trust you.
Elaborate kissing sounds can be heard as Briana breaks into tears.
You can't trust anyone, James!
Mindy grabs a tissue and holds it out for Briana, who accepts it and blows her nose.
Are you ready to talk about it yet?
No.
Cut 2. Interior, night. Lucy's mom's car. Lucy drives down a winding New England road.
Call Briana.
Calling Bertucci's.
Cancel call.
Canceling call.
Call Briana.
Okay, I've searched the web for Casablanca. You'll need to unlock your phone first.
Lucy groans and continues driving, turning into a driveway and parking. She gets out of the car and heads to the front door, carrying the ice cream with her. Interior, night, continued. Briana's home. 2 adults sit in the kitchen drinking wine. They look nervous. They hear a knock on the door and one of them gets up to let their visitor in. Lucy enters the home.
Hey, Mrs. S. How's she doing?
Not well. She won't talk to us. Mindy's up there now.
Okay, I'll go up.
Lucy heads upstairs. Interior, night, continued. Briana's room. Lucy enters Briana's room and drops her stuff on the floor. She surveys the room. Briana looks up at Lucy and pouts.
Lucy. Oh, babe. Cookie dough or cookies and cream?
Lucy makes her way over to the bed and tries to plop on the other side of Briana. Briana's dog, Petunia, is in the way.
Cookies and cream. Petunia, get down.
The dog doesn't move. Petunia just kind of looks up at Briana.
Petunia, down.
Lucy eventually just grabs Petunia and puts her on the ground. Petunia hops before resettling on the ground. Briana grabs the pint and the spoon from the bag and begins to dig in. Lucy looks to Mindy and mouths, "Is that so hard?" Mindy shrugs apologetically.
Do you think you're ready to talk about it now?
Briana nods and sniffles. Mindy and Lucy sit up and lean in, ready for the story.
Okay, so I'm hanging out with Jason, right? And I totally think that he's going to ask me to prom.
Cut 2. Interior, day, Jason's basement. Briana and Jason, 16, sit together on a worn-out leather couch. They each lean against one of the armrests. The basement is finished but dingy. A shag carpet covers most of the floor, and various board games lay scattered about.
He was acting all weird and fidgety. He hadn't even noticed my new haircut or anything.
Briana twists her hair and tries to move herself into Jason's eye line, but he's looking off to the side.
And then he said,
Briana, I need to talk to you.
about prom, because I've actually been thinking about our color scheme, and I know you wanted gold, but I just don't know.
No, Briana, it's not that.
Briana stops playing with her hair, and Jason finally looks at her.
And that's when...
I think we should break up.
Briana stands up.
What?
Cut 2. Interior, night, Briana's room. Lucy and Mindy gasp at the story.
What?
Briana sobs.
I know!
Lucy hugs Briana and Mindy joins in.
So, do you really think it's over?
I don't know.
I mean, he was kind of a jerk, right?
Mindy?
What, too soon?
Not the time.
Briana sniffles and presses play on the movie on her laptop. The characters on screen begin making out again, and Briana slams the laptop shut.
He wasn't a jerk.
Okay, what did he say next?
He said,
Cut 2. Interior, day, Jason's basement. Jason cowers slightly as Briana lowers herself back down into her seat.
Look, it's not you, but it's not me either. It's us. We just want 2 different things.
what does that even mean?
She reaches out for his hand, but he rejects it and pulls away just enough for him to be out of her reach. Interior, night, Briana's room. Briana scoops more ice cream into her mouth. Lucy hands her a napkin from the bag. Mindy looks into the bag and grabs the other ice cream and a spoon. She begins eating.
We just want different things? What, do you think this is about prom?
No, I don't know.
You know what I think?
What?
I think you're too good for him anyway.
She's right.
Lucy gingerly takes the ice cream out of Mindy's hand and shoots her a look.
I did so much for him. I drove him to school every day. I helped him with his outfits. I totally upped his popularity levels when we started dating.
Girls, it's getting late. Do you need a ride home?
No, thank you. I drove here. I can take Mindy home.
We should go.
The girls get up and get ready to leave. Lucy turns back.
Briana, you're gonna walk into school tomorrow and look so hot that he's going to have to take you back, okay?
Okay.
Lucy and Mindy leave. Briana turns off the lights and snuggles into her bed. Interior morning, high school. Vanessa, 16, stands in the hallway as two students on stepladders attempt to hang a banner that says, "Vote for prom king and queen."
Okay, left, up. No, down a little bit. No. Just let me do it.
The two students step down, rolling their eyes all the way. Vanessa grabs the banner and heads up one of the ladders, pinning it up. As she pins up the second half, Briana enters the school.
Oh, look, there she is, newly single.
Dibs.
No way.
The two students push into each other, trying to stand in front of as Briana approaches.
So, I know this might be sudden, but I was wondering if you wanted to go see the new Bond movie with me this weekend.
No thanks, Neil.
Banner student 2 pushes to the front.
Hey, Briana, I just want to say that I'm so sorry about the breakup. If you need a shoulder to cry on, I'm here.
Yeah, thanks. But your information is wrong. It's just a hiccup. Thanks for the concern, though.
Briana begins to turn to leave.
Briana, wait!
Wait!
The two bump into each other once again, trying to get ahead. In the scuffle, they knock into Vanessa's ladder, sending her into a desperate shuffle of trying to stay balanced.
What?
As Briana turns back, Vanessa knocks into a paint can that was balanced on the ladder, sending it flying toward Briana and crashing into the ground, splattering paint all over her.
Oh my god, Vanessa!
Oh my god. I'm out.
Banner student 2 leaves. Neil approaches Briana. Vanessa begins to calm down.
Oh my god. Can I get you, like, a paper towel or something?
Briana wipes the paint from her eyes.
No, Neil. You cannot, get me a towel, Neil.
Okay, jeez.
Neil leaves. The vice principal, Mr. Davis, steps out of his office and sees the mess.
Girls?
Interior morning, the vice principal's office. Mr. Davis sits behind his desk. Vanessa sinks into a chair on the other side, trying to disappear. Briana stands waiting as Miss Modge, the administrative assistant, puts newspapers down on the chair for her. When she's done, Briana sits.
Okay, what happened?
Okay,
Yeah,
so
I
Vanessa
got
totally
Googly
dumped
over her
paint
and
all over me.
distracted
Did
them,
you just
and
say
they almost knocked
googly?
me out. Yes, I said
What does that even
googly
mean?
without it.
Oh my god, you're so
Said-
weird.
I'm
I
not
can't
weird.
live with you.
Girls, calm down. Here's what we're gonna do. Vanessa, go help Briana clean up in the bathroom as best we can. And then Briana can wear the extra clothes we keep in case of a dress code violation.
What? No,
Girl?
I don't think.
Interior morning, girls' bathroom. Briana stands in a bathroom stall, pulling an oversized yellow sweater over her head. On the front is a lion, the school's mascot. The words, "dress code no-no," are sprawled across the back. At the sink, Vanessa half-heartedly rinses paint off of Briana's clothing. Water trickles down into the sink, barely taking any of the paint with it. The silence is awkward as all hell. Vanessa pauses her work.
So you and my brother broke up?
Nope.
That's not what I heard.
Well, you heard wrong.
From Jason?
Yup.
Briana steps out of the stall. Along with the sweater, Briana wears yellow sweatpants that she had to roll at the bottom to keep from dragging. It's not a good look, especially when put against the red of her embarrassment. Vanessa barely holds in a laugh. She wrings out Briana's clothes and plops them into a plastic grocery bag.
Here.
Briana grabs it from her. The bell rings.
Looks like we missed first period.
Yeah, awesome. Just in time for gym class.
Oh, get over yourself.
Vanessa leaves in a huff. Briana makes her way to the mirror and double-checks that she's clear of paint. She receives a text from Lucy.
Dude, are you okay? You weren't in town.
Briana smiles at her friend's concern and replies,
Long story, but I'm here. Tell you at lunch. Did you have to sit all alone?
Nah, sit next to the new girl.
Lucy's text is accompanied by a peach emoji, a heart face emoji, and an upside-down question.
LOL.
The bell rings again.
Ugh, time to go to Hist.
Shit, did you ever finish that Cold War project?
Barely.
Briana puts her phone back in her pocket and heads out. Interior morning, continuous, high school hallway. Briana heads to the history class, carrying her grocery bag full of sad clothes with her. It drips along the hallway behind her. She gets to the door and looks at her outfit with a sigh. She notices the dripping water and pivots, walking in the other direction with a new sense of purpose. Interior morning, different high school hallway. Briana walks past a boys' locker room and a gender-neutral locker room before heading into the girls' locker room. Interior morning continuous. Girls' locker room. Briana enters the girls' locker room and makes a beeline toward the speed dryer. She pulls her dress out of the bag and holds it in front of her. The water drips on the floor as she stuffs her clothes into the dryer. Before she can push down on the lid, she hears a voice that stops her. It's coming from the gender-neutral locker room on the other side of the wall.
Oh, come on, you know that's not why I broke up with her.
Jason?
Jason, dude, it totally is. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm glad about it, but you gotta be honest with yourself here.
Briana leaves her dress in the dryer and makes her way over to the air vent that seems to be connecting the two rooms. She leans in and tries to hear better. Interior morning. Gender-neutral locker room. Jason and Vanessa sit in the locker room drinking iced coffee and wearing their gym uniforms. Jason throws a lacrosse ball across a wall and catches it with his free hand when it comes back to him.
It totally is not. It's just like, with everything going on and stuff, I just don't want her to get hurt.
Jason misses the ball and it goes rolling across the floor.
Get hurt? No offense, bro, but you really think you're that big a deal to her?
I don't know, man. Whatever, shut up.
The two sit in silence. Interior morning. Continuous. Girls' locker room. Briana stands leaning toward the vent, listening for more, but nothing else can be heard. She goes back to the dryer and presses down. The whirring reverberates through the locker room. Interior morning continues. Gender neutral locker room. Jason and Vanessa hear a sudden whirring from the girls' locker room.
Shit.
They grab their stuff and hastily exit the locker room. A few moments pass and someone else enters. Interior morning continuous. Girls' locker room. Over the whirring, Briana hears a voice once again. Briana stops, brow furrowed. Slowly, she makes her way to the vent, making extra care not to make a sound.
Look, I know you think you have to be the head on this mission, but I'm in it with you too. Soon we'll have the whole team locked down and we can report back to base from there. Yep. Yeah. Gotta go.
She hears the person leave the locker room. Briana pulls out her phone and sends a text to Lucy.
We need to talk ASAP.
Briana waits a few moments before grabbing her clothes and exiting the locker room. Interior day, cafeteria. Lucy sits in a cafeteria with Mindy, an empty seat between them. Mindy blabbers on about whatever to Lucy as Lucy looks at the crowd, scanning for someone. At a different table, Jason sits with Vanessa and another boy. Briana enters, taking the seat between Lucy and Mindy and dramatically dropping her dress bag over the lunch table. She slumps over.
Do you want to talk about it? Yeah, what was that text all about?
Briana looks around with a new sense of animation. She gestures for her friends to lean in. They do.
I don't want to talk about it here. Still processing, you know?
What?
Jason gets up from his table and walks over to Briana. He holds a scarf.
Briana?
Briana jumps.
Hi, Jason, hi.
Hey, I just wanted to return your scarf.
She grabs it and holds it close.
Thanks. I really appreciate it.
Vanessa appears out of practically nowhere.
Hey, Briana.
What?
I just came over to apologize for the spill. I mean, it wouldn't have spilled if those guys...
Oh, we are not starting this again.
Vanessa, can you come help me with that thing for our English class? Now.
Yeah, sure.
Jason leaves hastily and Vanessa follows, looking a bit confused.
Okay. What was that about?
Interior day, continuous, high school hallway. Jason drags Vanessa into the hallway and waits for the doors to the cafeteria to close behind them.
What was that about? I didn't want you to say something stupid in front of Briana. Why do you care what I say? Because she dumped paint all over her and she's obviously very pissed. Whatever.
They both leave in a huff, heading in different directions. Interior day, continuous, cafeteria. Briana, Lucy, and Mindy have moved on from Vanessa and Jason's visit. They sit talking and eating their food.
And then your dipwad brother...
Step-brother.
Sorry, dipwad stepbrother kept trying to talk to me, and I don't know, maybe Vanessa was jealous or whatever, but she dumped paint all over me.
No.
Yes, and then Davis made her help me clean it up, and it was so awkward.
But hey, I guess at least now you know that Vanessa's in a level 1 class in English.
What?
Well, if she and Jason are in the same class.
Sasha, a student, walks by. She's hot, but in a Riverdale sort of way. She wears a flannel, a hoodie, and a leather jacket. Her Converse are pristine, and her backpack hangs on one shoulder.
That's her.
Who?
The girl who he is crushing on, even though she looks like she's like 30.
Shut up, she does not.
Wait.
Totally does. Come on, she's like the amalgamation of what we thought was cool in like middle school.
Lucy!
Sasha looks at her phone before leaving the cafeteria. Lucy watches her leave.
No way. She's badass hot and you know it.
Lucy.
What?
That doesn't even make sense. Give me your Norton.
What doesn't make sense?
Lucy pulls out the large English book and hands it to Briana without hesitation.
Why do you need that?
Briana stands up, gathers her belongings, and heads out of the cafeteria. A moment later, she pops her head back in, signaling for Lucy to follow. Lucy follows, leaving her tray of food. Mindy sighs.
I guess I'll clean all this up then.
Mindy gathers her and Lucy's trays and walks off. Interior day, hallway. Vanessa turns the corner and sees Neil.
Oh, hey Neil.
Hey Vanessa, is Briana okay?
Yeah, she's fine. I'm fine too, by the way. Almost fell off the ladder, so.
Cool, cool. Yeah.
Neil keeps walking in his direction and Vanessa walks in hers. She exits to the right. From the left, Briana and Lucy turn onto the hallway, just missing Vanessa.
And then I heard Jason and her talking in the gender-neutral locker room.
Interior day, front office. Sasha leans against a desk in the high school front office.
So, how are you adjusting to the new school?
Good, good. I think I finally have a grasp on the who's who of this place.
Well, that's certainly good to hear.
Sasha stands up.
I should head back.
Okay.
Sasha leaves through a back door in the office and Mrs. Modge begins logging late slips. Briana enters the front office with Lucy close behind.
Okay, wait. Who was he talking to?
I told you, Vanessa.
And then she said...
I don't know, something, mission, something, base. It sounded like something right out of Leclerc or a James Bond movie.
I don't know.
Briana looks around and notices the lost and found bin, which includes a pair of binoculars and a copy of Ian Fleming's Casino Royale. Modge looks up and sees Briana. Briana moves towards the desk, holding the textbook in front of her and looking as innocent as possible.
Yes.
Hi, yeah, I was just having lunch with Vanessa Hughes, and she left her English book at the table. Can you tell me which class she's in so I can return it?
Just leave it here where she can find it.
She taps the lost and found box. Briana looks back to Lucy, who is caught on.
Oh, you see, Mrs. I actually don't know your name. Where's Mrs. Humphrey? Your hair looks great today, by the way. Vanessa gets very anxious about this stuff, so we really want to get it to her, like, right now.
Mrs. Modge thinks for a moment and then begins typing on her computer.
Fine, that seems about right. She has AP Lit in room 203 next period.
The girls look at each other and leave quickly.
Thanks.
Mrs. Modge watches them leave and makes a note of something in her notebook. The page is covered in Venn diagrams featuring student names in an attempt to figure out who is in what social group. Interior, day. Hallway, continuous. The girls walk quickly down the hallway. Lucy struggles to match Briana's pace. Briana still holds the textbook.
Wow, I can't believe that Jason transferred to AP English. I honestly didn't think he was that smart.
Briana stops and hands the book back to Lucy.
Jason isn't in AP English.
But what does that have to do with...
Briana keeps walking and enters the girls' room. Interior day, girls' room. Lucy follows Briana into the girls' room. No one else is in there. Briana leans over the sink and looks at herself in the mirror.
I think Jason is a spy, and that's why he broke up with me.
Briana begins fixing her hair. She uses her fingers as a hairbrush, but it's still pretty tangled from the spill.
You've gotta be kidding me.
I'm not. It makes sense. Think about it.
I mean, I'm definitely thinking about it. And I'm thinking you're crazy? Did that paint bucket hit your head?
Briana applies lip gloss.
No, I'm serious.
I know you are, hence the hitting your head question.
Lucy grabs a paper towel, folds it over, and hands it to Briana. She blots.
Okay, what was the last TV show you watched?
Person of interest.
Last movie?
Casino Royale, the original.
Book?
The Legacy of Spies.
Are you seeing the pattern yet?
Okay, maybe, but I know what I heard.
Sasha enters the bathroom, bursting through the door. Upon seeing Briana and Lucy, she slows her pace and makes her way to a sink near them and washes her hands.
Oh, hey.
Lucy leans up against the counter and grimaces as her sleeve soaks up the soapy liquid strewn from the sinks.
Hi.
Sasha continues to wash her hands diligently. She doesn't look up.
Lucy, as I was saying, I see your point, but that doesn't mean that thing I heard wasn't sus.
Lucy has eyes only for Sasha.
I'm Lucy, by the way, from class. I remember.
Lucy reaches into her bag and applies lip gloss. Briana offers her a paper towel to blot, but she doesn't notice.
Okay, we'll talk later.
Briana exits. Exterior day, sidewalk. Briana and Lucy walk side by side along a sidewalk in a small town. The chilly spring air makes their breath visible, but the girls seem unfazed.
I mean, what about me could she possibly not like? She just stood there and washed her hands and then left.
Uh-huh.
And then in history, every time I tried to talk to her, she just kept saying, shh, the teacher is talking.
Uh-huh.
Are you listening?
What? Yeah, of course.
You're not still thinking about the spy thing, are you?
I just don't get why you're into Sasha.
Well.
Lucy stops and gestures broadly at Briana.
Okay, but still, she looks like she's 30.
They turn around a corner and walk past a white van that all but screams free candy. The driver's window is rolled down and Mrs. Modge talks loudly on the phone while knitting a scarf.
So that's a no-go on the target then?
Briana hears this and grabs Lucy by the arm.
What?
Briana shushes Lucy and drags her behind a tree. She peeks her head around and listens.
Well, listen, Jay. We'll find a way to get them, I'm sure. You just have to work with her.
Briana, what are we doing?
I want to hear.
Is that the office lady?
Briana shushes Lucy again and continues to listen. Lucy takes out her phone.
Okay. Yeah, so cross her off the list. Seems fair to me.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah. Sounds good.
Mrs. Modge hangs up the phone and takes a sip of her coffee. She looks out of her window and sees Briana and Lucy very obviously hiding behind a tree. Lucy sees this and bends down, pretending to pick something up.
Oh, yup, here it is. Found it. My earring. I was looking for my earring and now it's here. Thank goodness. My great-grandmother's earring. Oh, yes, I have it now. We can go.
Briana laughs nervously and smiles in Mrs. Modge's direction. Mrs. Modge also looks nervous. She puts her phone back up to her ear without pressing anything.
What? Yes, so that was a funny joke about spying. Thank you, I like joking about things that aren't real. Ha ha ha. Yup, okay, bye now.
She puts the phone down, turns the key in the ignition, and drives away quickly.
Spy, 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 spy. Oh my god, what was that?
They continue to walk down the street, moving more quickly than before. Neither of them can think of anything to say. They enter the coffee shop, formerly known as Dunkin' Donuts. Interior day, continuous, coffee shop. They walk up to the counter where a barista is unloading donuts. The storefront is full of faded pinks and oranges. The floor sticks as they walk, but no one seems to notice. Pop music plays softly from the speakers, and despite everything, the place has a warm and familiar glow to it.
Excuse me.
Sasha, the barista, turns around. Lucy is flustered.
Oh, hi. Sorry about that.
No, hi.
What can I get you?
Lucy leans on the counter.
What do you recommend?
Lucy laughs a little too much. Briana nudges her and gives her a, "Shut up, this is not what you should be focusing on."
Yeah, one coffee, please. Black, but with cream and 3 sugars.
Okay. 184.
Lucy pays and steps aside while another barista prepares the drink. Briana steps forward. Her phone buzzes and she jumps. She checks it. It's just a reminder to take her birth control.
Can I get you something?
Yeah, sorry. Can I get a small latte light?
She gestures to the menu. Number 4 reads, "Latte light with skim milk and Splenda, 60 calories." As Sasha begins typing in the register, Briana can't stop looking at her phone. She begins a text to Jason.
Hey Jason, I know we haven't really talked since the breakup, but I really need to talk to you about something.
She doesn't send it.
What kind of milk do you want?
Skim?
Briana deletes the message. Another worker comes out of the back and Lucy steps over to start her order.
Hey, you left a pair of socks at my house. Do you want those back, or?
She deletes that as well.
Any sugar?
Yeah, Splenda, please.
She drafts one more text and sends it this time.
We need to talk.
Little typing ellipses pop up on her screen before disappearing again.
And what size?
Briana looks up, not fully paying attention.
Small.
Name for the cup?
Briana.
This seems to surprise Sasha.
Okay, that will be $1.99.
Briana hands over $2. A worker appears holding Briana's drink.
Keep the change.
Briana grabs the coffee and heads to a booth where Lucy waits.
I just texted Jason.
What? Why? Oh my god.
Some shit is going down and I need to know if it's his shit.
You think Jason is Jay?
I mean, we can't rule it out.
It doesn't explain why he would break up with you so close to prom.
Right? And when Van Guy was all like, maybe her, cross her off the list. Maybe I'm her.
What?
Maybe he broke up with me to protect me.
Lucy takes a moment to formulate a reply. In that time, a text from Jason comes in.
It's him.
No, we don't.
Lucy rushes to the other side of the booth and slides in next to Briana to read the text.
Rude. No, it's like, what if I'm like Lois Lane and he knows he's putting me in danger, so he had to break my heart in order to get me off the list of potential enemy targets.
Sasha appears at the table with a rag and begins wiping down the table, even though they're still sitting there.
What are you guys talking about? Any hot gossip?
Lucy slides away from Briana and gazes up at Sasha, saying nothing.
Nope, not really.
Sasha continues to wipe the table. The table is very clean at this point.
Well, I heard that Jason Hughes broke up with his girlfriend.
Briana fumes.
Sasha?
Lucy nods her head towards Briana, who is glaring red daggers at the girl. Sasha feigns surprise.
Oh, no, is that you? I'm so sorry. I'm new here, you see.
It's fine. Actually, we aren't broken up. Just going through a rough patch.
Sasha smiles a customer service smile.
Well, that's good to hear.
Sasha leaves the table and steps into the employee break room.
Oh, so she'll talk to you.
Interior day, continuous, coffee shop employee break room. Sasha pulls out a flip phone and hits speed dial 1. The phone barely rings before the other end picks up.
New intel? Our secondary target may still be viable. Her friend seems a little suspicious of me, though. Let's put a distraction protocol into place. Roger that.
Interior day, continuous, coffee shop. Briana and Lucy sit in their phones. Briana scrolls through Jason's Facebook. Lucy receives an email.
Oh my gosh.
Briana puts her phone down and sits up.
What? Did you figure out where Jason is going to be tonight?
No, but I got a part in Midsummer Night's Dream.
She holds up her arms in victory and thrusts her head back in preparation for the lavish praise she expects from Briana. Briana goes back to scrolling.
That's great, Lucy.
Lucy slumps.
Thanks.
Oh, that's awesome!
Lucy unslumps.
Thank you. I knew you would be excited for me.
I figured out where Jason is going to be tonight. His friend Tyler just checked into the movies and posted a picture of popcorn and Mike and Ike's. Now, Jason is like the only person I know that likes those, so he must be with them.
Oh.
And if Jason is with Tyler, now that means that his maybe on Rick's party invite is most definitely going to become a yes, because that's what Tyler said.
Great. And what do you plan to do with that maybe information?
Lucy goes back to her phone as Briana looks up, excited. Lucy scrolls as Briana talks, seemingly unaware that her friend is not paying attention.
Well, if I go to the party and Jason is there, then I can force him to talk to me, and I can tell him that I know about the spy thing, and that it's okay. Honestly, maybe I can help him. Did you see how fast I figured out where he would be?
Lucy is still consumed reading the email sent from Mrs. Modge about the casting. She gets to the end, jumps up, gathering her stuff.
Oh my god. The first read-through is like right now. I need to go.
Come to Rick's party tonight.
Lucy begins to walk out. Briana chugs the rest of her coffee and follows her as far as the door, leaving her stuff on the table.
Fine, but only because I haven't been out in a few weeks.
Cool. I'll see you there. I'll come up with a plan.
What?
I'll come up with a plan.
I can't hear you.
Never mind.
You too.
Lucy disappears around the corner and Briana goes back to inside to gather her belongings. Sasha is standing at the table with a brown paper bag.
Hey, I just wanted to apologize for what I said earlier. I had no idea you were the Briana.
It's really okay. Rumors spread like STDs in this town.
Of course, and just so you know, I think you and Jason are perfect for each other.
Right?
Well, anyway, here's a donut on the house as a little apology for my prying. There's actually 2 in there. One for you and one for Jason. You know what they always say, the quickest way to a man's heart.
Briana takes the bag and smiles.
Thanks.
She gathers the rest of the stuff and leaves. Interior day, Briana's bedroom. Briana enters her bedroom and pulls her laptop out of her backpack. She places the donut bag on her bedside table and flops down on her bed to begin her research. She takes one of the donuts and starts to take a bite. Before she does, her eye catches the corner of the cover of a Get Fit magazine. She puts the donut down next to the bag and turns to her laptop. As she scrolls, Briana looks at different spy novels and plot summaries for Bond movies. She goes to Yahoo Answers to try and see if anyone else is having this problem. She watches clips from Dr. Phil, but the woman on that show just looks crazy. She goes through Reddit threads, YouTube vlogs, and conspiracy theory websites. She straight up Googles, "My boyfriend is a spy." Notes pile up around her wall, as well as books from her shelves. Christie's The Mysterious Affair, at Styles, and Ludlum's The Bourne Identity are in the mix. She has to move her dog, Petunia, off the bed to make room. Petunia starts to growl.
Petunia, sit.
Petunia does not.
Petunia, sit!
Nothing. Briana gives up. She Facebook stalks Jason again, then Vanessa. She searches her local news sites. She writes out different people and observations on flashcards and scatters them around her on the floor, trying to find a connection. Her alarm goes off. It's time to get ready. Briana walks to her closet and examines its contents. She turns to Petunia.
What do spies' girlfriends wear?
She reaches to the back of her closet and pulls out a cropped fall leather jacket. Interior night. Rick's house. First floor. Briana and Lucy enter the party together. Lucy wears her clothes from before, but Briana wears dark, high-waisted jeans, a black tank top, black boots, and her leather jacket. The house is dimly lit and blaring with music. A colorful light disco ball spins on a table stacked with cheap beer and potato chips. People stand around and yell to each other over the music, and some guys are setting up beer pong on the dining table. Every window is occupied by a kid blowing vape smoke outside.
Okay, we need to find Jason.
I don't see him anywhere. Maybe he's not here yet.
I'll check the basement.
Lucy eyes the cheap beer.
I'll check the beer.
What?
Lucy is gone. Briana looks over and sees her at the table, bobbing her head to the music and opens a can. Briana looks around one more time, sighs, and opens the basement door. Interior night. Rick's basement. Rick, a senior, is lounging on beanbag chairs with a couple of other students, smoking a poorly rolled joint.
Oh, hey Briana, what's up?
Hi, Rick. Have you seen Jason around?
A girl takes a long drag and begins coughing as smoke exits from lungs through her mouth and nose.
I don't think he's here yet. Wanna hit?
He told me you broke up.
Briana tries to deflect.
Shouldn't you guys be doing this outside?
The students look at each other like Briana just solved string theory while riding a hoverboard backwards down a set of stairs. Interior night, Rick's house, first floor. Lucy moves away from the drinks, swaying to the music. She's being a good friend and looking for Jason. Just kidding, she's wondering if that girl Sasha is at the party. Sasha enters the party, and the mystery boy who sat with Jason at lunch is behind her. They go their separate ways. Sasha makes her way to the drinks. Lucy begins to follow, but looks down at the drink in her hand. It's still too full. She tries to chug, but it's just too warm, cheap, and frothy. With half the cup left and a little bit of dribble around her mouth, Lucy eyes a plant in a nearby corner. She dumps the rest of her beer into the plant and makes her way to Sasha.
Excuse me.
Lucy reaches for the tap, pretending to have just noticed Sasha.
Oh, hey, Sasha, long time no see.
Sasha walks away. Lucy follows her with eyes just in time to see Jason enter the party with a group of lax bros. Briana makes her way up from the basement and sees Lucy. Lucy gestures to Jason as he heads up the stairs, and Briana gives a thumbs up, following him. Lucy takes a sip of her new beer. It's still bad. Interior night, continuous. Rick's second floor. Jason makes his way up the stairs and enters a crowded hallway, greeting various party guests as he goes. People are excited to see him. He's looking for Mystery Boy, but trying to be casual about it. Briana finally gets within his earshot.
Jason!
Jason turns.
What?
Look, I just really need to talk to you.
He seems disinterested, but doesn't go away. Briana bumps her way through more of the crowd to come face to face with Jason. She opens her bag and pulls out the donuts that Sasha gave her earlier.
I brought you a donut?
Jason takes the bag from her and pulls out the donut, taking a huge bite. Mouth still full, he continues the conversation.
Nothing back together, though.
He turns to walk away.
I know why you broke up with me.
She said that a bit too loud. Some students are watching him. Mystery Boy comes up the stairs and sees everyone looking at Jason and Briana. Jason sees Mystery Boy seeing everyone seeing him and Briana. Briana sees Jason seeing Mystery Boy seeing the other people seeing him. Mystery Boy also sees that Jason has donut crumbs coming out of his mouth.
Good for you. Now if you'll excuse me.
He tries to push past Briana, but she grabs his arm and whispers in his ear.
I know you're a spy.
Jason stops in his tracks. He chokes a little bit on his donut.
But that doesn't mean we have to break up, though. I can take care of myself.
Slowly but surely, Jason begins to laugh. Briana lets go of his arm. The laugh turns into an earnest cackle, and Jason doubles over.
That's the most ridiculous thing that I've ever heard.
Well, what else am I supposed to believe? You keep ignoring me and not returning my calls, and it just feels really weird to me.
Oh my god, Briana. Not everything has to be about you all the time.
This isn't about me. This is about you breaking up with me.
Lucy makes her way up the stairs too. She holds a different drink now and sways a bit as she walks.
Because I'm a spy?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not a spy.
That's exactly what a spy would say.
Jason rushed down the stairs. Briana, Lucy, and Mystery Boy follow. Interior night, Rick's house, first floor. Jason slows once he gets to the bottom of the stairs, trying to make his way through the dancing crowd. Briana gets down next and remains hot on his tail. Mystery Boy is next down the stairs. He stops on the bottom step so he can see over the crowd. Lucy nearly crashes into him. He makes eye contact with Sasha, who leans against a wall across the room.
Let's party.
Sasha receives the signal and pushes a button on her phone. The music turns up and strobe lights begin flickering. The crowd goes wild. Jason and Briana struggle to make it through the crowd as things get more wild and the strobes make it difficult to see. Jason begins coughing again and his eyes appear to flicker. It's hard to tell with the strobes.
Jason!
Jason pushes his way to the front door and stumbles outside, still coughing. Exterior night, continuous, outside Rick's house. Jason coughs for a few moments before regaining his composure. He stands up straight. Briana opens the door and bursts outside, pushed forward by the force of the party inside. She sees Jason.
Don't laugh at me.
I won't laugh at you.
I just want the truth. Tell me the truth. Are you a spy?
The truth is that I am not a spy.
Then I don't get why you broke up with me. I love you.
Mystery Boy and Sasha stand together at the window of the party, peering through, watching Briana and Jason. The strobe lights have stopped.
I know that you love me too. Tell me that you love me.
I love you.
Then why are you breaking up with me?
Jason doesn't answer. He looks confused. Tears begin to fill Brianna's eyes.
Don't break up with me.
I won't break up with you.
Brianna smiles and hugs Jason. He doesn't reciprocate, but she doesn't seem to notice.
Come on, let's go in and dance.
She grabs his hand and heads back into the party. Jason follows. On the way back through the door, they pass Sasha and Mystery Boy leaving the party together. Interior night. Van. Mrs. Modge sits in the driver's seat of a van, knitting. The back door slides open and Sasha climbs in, followed by Mystery Boy.
Agent S, Agent J, welcome back.
The two smile as Modge takes the van out of the park and begins to drive away.
We got our primary target to take it.
And?
It worked.
Mrs. Modge smiles. Exterior night. A winding road. The van careens down the winding road, narrowly avoiding potholes. Suddenly, as it stops, Jay gets out of the van and walks to the side of the road. He clears some brush, revealing a state-of-the-art gate. Excuse me. He scans his fingerprint and the gate opens. He gets back in the van and the van drives through. Interior night. Evil lair. Mrs. Modge, Sasha, and Jay walk down a long, stark hallway. It's white and pristine and lined with glass doors. In the various conference rooms behind each door, we see all kinds of evil-looking people. Men with monocles and handlebar mustaches, people in trench coats, people in lab coats with oversized lab gloves and steampunk safety goggles. Girls who would have definitely bullied you in middle school.
I'm still worried about her friend. She'll not stop trailing me.
Look, even Target 2 suspected that something was up. She thought it was Jason who was a spy, not us. I just think her little friend has a crush on you.
Sasha shudders and lets out a gag.
What? She's cute.
I'm literally 30.
Oh, yeah.
And I promise this could be your last mission with the undercover high schooler division.
Yeah, it better be.
Sasha looks longingly into a room as they pass. It contains a bunch of roided-out people sitting around a conference table as one of them delivers a PowerPoint presentation on punching to remove teeth.
Well, if you train Agent J right... Good.
Interior night, Brianna's room. Brianna enters her bedroom smiling. She plops down on the bed and hugs her pillow. After a moment, Brianna turns over on her side as she notices the ravaged remains of the donut she left on her bedside table. She follows the crumbs down to the floor and sees Petunia.
Oh no, Petunia.
Petunia looks up and tilts her head. Brianna pulls out her phone and opens the camera. She takes a few photos of Petunia, flash on. She sends one to Jason with the caption, "Little monster, LOL." Petunia coughs a few times and then goes back to eating the donut.
No, Petunia, no, stop it.
Petunia stops eating the donut. Brianna gets out of bed and begins scooping up the donut and dumping it into a trash bin.
Petunia, sit.
Petunia does. Brianna finished cleaning up and changes into her pajamas. She gets in bed and turns off the light.
Go to bed, Petunia.
Petunia trots over to the dog bed sitting in the corner of Brianna's room. She curls up and falls asleep immediately. Interior day, Jason's basement. Jason sits on the couch. Brianna enters the room from outside and stands in the doorway, kicking her shoes off.
Hey, babe. How are you?
He doesn't answer. She doesn't notice.
Turn on Jane the Virgin. I only have one episode left in season 3.
Jason grabs the remote and flips to Netflix. He starts an episode of Jane the Virgin. Brianna sits down on the couch next to Jason. It sinks under their collective weight, pushing the two to be practically on top of each other.
Ah, friends, we've had our highs and lows.
Oh, wow, you actually turned it on. But you hate this show.
I hate this show.
Okay, fine. Turn it off then.
Jason turns off the TV.
Okay, what's up with you? Ever since we've been back together, you've been acting so weird.
The door to the basement opens and Vanessa starts to make her way downstairs. She's looking at her phone and doesn't notice Brianna.
Hey, bro, did you actually take my laundry out of the machine? I was totally kidding, but I appreciate it. Oh, hi, Brianna.
Hi, Vanessa. Good to see you again.
It's not. Vanessa turns to Jason.
Did you guys get back together?
We did. A few days ago, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
Vanessa walks over to the laundry machines and opens the dryer. It's empty. She shrugs and shuts the door.
Well, thanks, Jason.
Brianna grabs the TV remote and snuggles into Jason. She turns the TV back on and flips on an episode of The Office. Vanessa crosses the TV and walks back upstairs. Brianna waves goodbye. Interior day, high school theater. Lucy sits in a circle with other high school students. They stretch their bodies and perform weird and probably unnecessary vocal warm-ups. The stage is set to look like a forest. It doesn't look good. The trees are made of cardboard and one of them is folding in on itself. Mindy is in the background with a few other students, desperately putting together a papier-mâché donkey head. Mr. Davis enters with Jay following close behind.
All right, students, listen up. Opening night of Midsummer is right around the corner, so it's time to start thinking about the most important part of any show, snacks.
He pauses for laughter. No one laughs.
So, anywho, I just wanted to announce that our new student, Jay, has kindly volunteered to run the concession stand for the show.
Jay pulls a clipboard from his backpack.
All right, everyone. I'll let you get back to rehearsal soon. I just need to know if anyone has any allergies. Anything that would keep them from eating our delicious donuts.
Every student in the circle raises their hand.
Actually, I'm off and on vegan, so for the first show, I can't eat anything that has a face or comes from things that have a face, but for the second show, I'm fine.
I am deathly allergic to celery.
What?
You heard me.
Jay ferociously writes all of this down.
I have celiac, so no gluten.
I don't eat any foods with artificial sugars.
I can't eat nuts.
Why is that a question?
Why is your face a question?
I'm allergic to strawberries.
Oh, I love strawberries.
Jay raises his hands up to the air to stop everyone from talking. The conversation sputters out.
Okay. Let me see if I've got this right. For opening night, we need vegan, gluten-free, nut-free donuts with no artificial sweeteners. Some without strawberry filling, and some with strawberry filling.
Yes!
And no celery.
Fine. And no celery. I promise.
Exterior day, sidewalk. Briana walks Petunia along the sidewalk. Petunia does not stop to sniff anything. Another dog passes, and Petunia takes no notice.
All right, Petunia, go outside on the grass. Good girl.
Petunia steps onto the grass and goes to the bathroom. As Briana waits for Petunia, Sasha approaches.
Hey, Briana.
Hi.
Sasha moves forward with caution. She holds out finger guns.
Give me all your money.
Briana does not.
Just kidding.
Briana half-heartedly pretends to laugh.
Haha, good one.
Hey, did you ever try that donut I gave you? It was a new flavor.
Nah, this little asshole got to it first.
Sasha's eyes widen, but only for a moment. She smiles and bends down to pet the dog. She gently ruffles the fur under Petunia's ears, holding her head still to look into her eyes.
Cute dog. Sit.
Petunia sits.
Good girl. Got a well-behaved dog there.
Not usually.
Sasha straightens up and smiles again.
Well, gotta go.
Sasha walks away. Briana turns and watches until she turns the corner. Briana turns back around and continues walking.
Come on, Petunia.
Petunia follows. Briana pulls out her phone and sends a group text to Lucy and Mindy.
Ran into you-know-who. Sorry, girl, but she's so weird.
She's not weird. She's mysterious.
Is this the girl who looks like a teacher? Sorry, Lucy. She's weird.
Exterior day, around the corner. Sasha pulls out her phone and dials.
Dog ate the second donut. I repeat, the goddamn dog ate the second donut.
She hangs up the phone and walks away at a brisk pace. Interior day, cafeteria. Briana, Lucy, Mindy, and Jason sit at a table eating their lunch, listening to the announcements on the loudspeaker. Jason sits perfectly straight and stares ahead.
And with prom just 2 weeks away, it's important that everyone takes a look at the dress code packet that we shoved into everyone's locker. Finally, opening night of our screenplay, Midsummer Night's Dream, is tonight, so come out and support your fellow students.
Mindy flips through the dress code packet with a look of disgust.
Did you know they're only letting us bring bags that are completely clear? That is so ridiculous.
So you guys are coming to the play tonight, right?
We are coming to the play tonight.
I can't. Family dinner. I'll be there tomorrow, though.
Oh, actually, that reminds me. One of our lighting techs dropped out. Would any of you be willing to do it? I know that's short notice.
Briana quickly touches her finger to her nose. Jason makes no move.
Ha! Nose goes. Jason, you have to work lights.
I have to work lights.
Are you sure you can? I don't want to impose.
Lights. I can work lights.
Okay.
Mindy puts down the packet and looks to Briana.
Hey, Briana, I have to go to the bathroom. Come with?
Sure.
Briana turns to Jason.
Be right back, babe.
They leave. From across the room, Sasha and Jay watch them go. Lucy pulls out a thick binder with papers spilling out and opens it in front of Jason.
Okay, so the most important thing you're gonna have to do is make sure the strobe lights go off in the final scene.
Interior day. Girls' bathroom.
So I've been talking to Vanessa.
Why?
I mean, we are lab partners for chem, but...
Yeah, sorry, I forgot.
But yeah, I don't remember how it came up, but she's like really concerned about Jason.
What?
Yeah, like ever since you guys got back together, he's just been acting really weird, and it isn't something that she's saying. I see it too. And
What are you trying to say here?
Don't you think it's weird?
The only thing weird here is that you are suddenly all buddy-buddy with Vanessa.
Look, she's actually pretty
pretty nice once you get to know.
She's gross, and she tried to break me and Jason up like 4 times. This is just a sad attempt at number 5.
Briana brushes by Mindy as she heads to the door. She opens it and then stops for a moment.
I really thought you were my friend. I don't know what you have against Jason, but we are together and you just have to deal with that.
Briana leaves Mindy in the bathroom. Interior day continues. High school hallway. Briana walks quickly from the bathroom. With each passing step, she grows more and more angry. The bell rings and students begin to file out of classrooms, crowding the hallway and making it harder for Briana to get back in the cafeteria. Neil exits a classroom and sees Briana.
Hey, Briana, I heard you were back with...
Yes, we are.
Oh, okay.
I have to go.
She continues moving through the hallway. She sees the girl from Rick's party.
Hey, Briana. How come I haven't seen any posters for your junior prom queen run? You're running, right?
Working on it.
Briana doesn't stop walking. The girl watched as she moves by, shrugs, and continues on her way. Briana looks back for a moment but doesn't stop walking. In this instant, she comes crashing into Vanessa, who is locked in a teacher's comments on an essay that she just got back. The two go tumbling to the ground, and the crowd parts to make room for them, but no one stops.
Oh my god, once, just once, could you look at where you're going?
Excuse me? You crashed into me.
Did not.
Whatever.
The two stand up and brush themselves off. Vanessa composes herself and walks away. Briana follows.
Hey, wait a second.
Interior day continuous. A different high school hallway. Vanessa continues walking, trying her best to ignore the impending Briana.
Hey, bitch!
Vanessa stops and turns around slowly.
What did you just say to me?
You heard me.
The two girls face each other. Most other students have gone into their classes already, but the few remaining in the hallway stop to watch the action.
Why were you talking behind my back to Mindy?
Talking behind your... what, in class? Look, not everything has to be about you and your stupid hair and your stupid friends and your stupid whatever, okay?
Why are you obsessed with me?
I'm literally not. I don't give a shit about anything you do unless it comes to my brother. You're mean and obsessive, and he's been acting weird since you got back together.
Sasha and Jay turn the corner and enter the hallway. They have a large duffel bag with them, and it's obvious that they expected everyone to be in class. They hide the bag behind their backs and watch.
He hasn't been acting weird. He's just being a good boyfriend now. If anything, he was acting weird before when you probably told him to break up with me.
So what if I did?
Did you?
No, but I'm going to tell him to now. You're so self-obsessed. He broke up with you, and your first conclusion was that he's a spy. What the hell?
Sasha and Jay exchange looks.
Did you ever consider that maybe, just maybe, he got tired of you? Mindy told me all about your weird research.
I hate you.
Great.
Briana and Vanessa storm off in opposite directions. Sasha and Jay scurry off with their bag. Interior day, coffee shop. Briana and Jason sit in the coffee shop. Briana's hands wrap around her giant cup filled with steaming coffee.
So then she's trying to say that I'm self-obsessed. That's ridiculous. Like, I know she's your sister, but I literally cannot with her.
Briana waits for an answer from Jason that's not going to come.
Do you have anything to say about that?
Nothing. The clamor of the coffee shop radiates around Briana as she looks to her boyfriend. Confusion turns to annoyance.
Why are you icing me out like this? You're being a real dick right now.
She checks her phone. 3 unread texts from Mindy.
Say something.
Something.
Funny. You know what? I'll see you tonight.
Briana grabs her bag and exits the coffee shop, leaving Jason and her latte behind. Interior day, Briana's home, downstairs. Briana enters the front door of her house where her mom sits on the floor next to Petunia. Petunia does a flip.
Good girl, Petunia. Hey, Briana, look at what I just taught Petunia.
Briana keeps walking, barely acknowledging her mom.
Cool. I'll be upstairs.
She makes her way upstairs while her mom turns back to Petunia.
Okay, Petunia, do a flip.
Petunia jumps up in the air and flips backward, landing back on her feet.
Good girl.
Mrs. S pets Petunia and gives her another treat. Interior day, Briana's bedroom. Briana enters her room and puts down her backpack by her desk. She looks at the leftover pile of research and allows herself a small chuckle. She sits down and begins gathering the papers to recycle. But something catches her eye and she stops. Case file 41410. A few things have been highlighted. Ingested dosage presented effects only in certain scenarios. Heightened suggestibility. Research abandoned. Files stolen by unknown persons.
No.
She gathers the rest of the papers and turns to a small bin by her desk, holding the papers over ready to drop. She pauses. Begin flashback. A series of shots from previous scenes, beginning with exterior night outside Rick's house. Tears begin to fill Brianna's eyes.
Don't break up with me.
I won't break up with you.
Brianna smiles and hugs Jason. He doesn't reciprocate, but she doesn't seem to notice. Interior day, cafeteria. Brianna and Mindy quickly touch their fingers to their nose. Jason makes no move.
Ha! Nose goes. Jason, you have to work lights.
I have to work lights.
Interior day, coffee shop.
Say something.
Something.
Interior day, Brianna's home, downstairs. Petunia does a flip.
Good girl, Petunia. Hey, Brianna, look what I just taught Petunia.
End flashback. Interior day, Brianna's bedroom. She places the papers back on her desk, stands up, and leaves her room. Interior day, continuous, Brianna's home, downstairs. Brianna rushes down the stairs. Her mom looks up at her.
Mom, what trick is Petunia doing?
Petunia, flip.
Petunia does a flip.
A week ago, she couldn't even sit long enough to put a leash on.
I know, isn't it great?
Brianna turns and rushes back upstairs. Interior day, continuous, Brianna's room. Brianna bursts into her room and shuts the door behind her. She sits down at her desk and pulls out multiple different colored sticky notes from her desk. She writes Petunia on one and Jason on the other, and then sticks them to her wall. She steps back for a moment and thinks. She writes mind control on another and sticks that to the wall too. She stares at the 3 sticky notes. She sits back down at her desk and puts her head in her hands.
This is so stupid.
She looks at her trash bin and sees the donut bag crumpled up. She picks it up and flattens it out on the desk. She looks back at her sticky notes. Exterior day, continuous, outside Brianna's home. The white van from before sits outside Brianna's home. Sasha sits in the driver's seat and Jay in the passenger seat holding binoculars. Interior day, continuous, the van. Sasha picks at her nails as Jay looks through the binoculars.
Now what does it say?
She's got mind control, Jason, and Petunia. Who's Petunia? The dog?
Yep, it ate the donut nut for her.
How'd it activate?
Beats me. Can we go now? There's no way this girl puts everything together, and we still have a lot to do before tonight.
Through her bedroom window, Jay sees Brianna looking down at the bag. Suddenly, she picks up her pen and adds something else to the wall. Donuts.
Donuts! The girl got donuts!
No, wait, give me that.
Sasha leans over the divider and snags the binoculars. She looks through them and sees Brianna taping the 41410 report to her wall. She adds a few more sticky notes. Sasha, Van, Modge.
Shit.
Let me see.
She hands the binoculars back to Jay and settles back into her seat. Jay looks through. Brianna is using string now to literally connect the dots.
Well, that's not good.
We have to intercept her before tonight.
At least she doesn't have me yet.
Sasha nods.
Do you think she's undercover too?
Sasha nods. Interior day, continuous, Brianna's room. Brianna is crouched over her computer, Googling signs of brainwashing. She gasps and reaches for her phone. She calls Lucy.
Brianna, what's wrong? Why are you calling me? Did someone die? Is the world ending? Ugh, I knew I shouldn't have bought that smart water the other day.
No, Lucy, stop. It's more urgent than that.
Well, I don't know about that.
Jason has been brainwashed.
Cut 2. Interior day, continuous, high school theater. Lucy sits on the edge of the stage, feet dangling off. Behind her, a large group of students struggle to move a large fake tree.
Okay, Bree, you know I love you, but you've got to stop with these conspiracy theories. He's back with you. Can't you just be happy with that?
Okay, but...
Hey, Lucy, are you gonna help us?
Lucy pressed the phone to her chest. Brianna is clearly still talking on the other end of the line.
Oh, no, I'm talent. I don't move stuff.
I'm Demetrius, your mustard seed.
Lucy shrugs and puts the phone back to her ear.
And that's why I really think we need to...
Look, I'm gonna have to talk later. Come find me before the play.
Lucy hangs up the phone and slowly makes her way to the tree. Interior day, continuous, Brianna's room. Brianna stares at her screen after Lucy hangs up on her. She looks at her findings one last time before picking up her backpack and shoving in a variety of items. A phone charger, the articles about spies, a pen. She picks up her phone and calls Jason, still looking around the room for things that one might need when dealing with a mind control conspiracy. The phone rings and she gets Jason's voicemail.
Yo, this is Jason. I can't get to the phone right now because it's no longer 2010. Leave a message and I might listen.
Brianna rolls her eyes and grabs a few more items. A pair of headphones, a lighter, tape, her chapstick.
Hey, Jason, it's Brianna. Come to the school now. I need to talk to you before the play.
She grabs a pair of binoculars and a black hoodie.
Or wait, don't come to the school if you don't want to. But actually come to the school. Now. Okay, bye.
She hangs up the phone and heads out the door. Interior day, continuous, the van. Sasha and Jay watch as Briana exits her room. Moments later, she emerges from the house. Jay starts to open the door, but Sasha stops him.
Not here. Not where her parents might see. Or probably her overseers. We'll get her to the school.
Sasha starts the engine and peels away. Briana begins walking toward the school. The sun is going down. Interior day, Jason's basement. Jason and Vanessa sit on the couch. Vanessa is reading a book while Jason listens to his voicemail.
Actually, come to the school now. Okay, bye.
I have to go to the school to meet Briana now.
Don't go now, I need a ride later.
I won't go now.
Vanessa puts her book down and looks at Jason.
What is up with you?
Jason tilts his head. He doesn't understand the question. Exterior nightfall, outside the school. Briana makes it to the high school. She doesn't see the van parked among the cars of the cast and crew. Interior night, high school hallway. Briana moves quickly through the high school hallway. She takes her phone out and drafts a text to Mindy.
Hey, I think I need to apologize to you for earlier. I think you were right about Jason.
She looks up and sees Jay heading towards her. She smiles slightly and gives him one of those, I sort of know you waves. Briana looks back at her phone and is about to send the text when Jay collides with her and pushes her through a janitor closet door where Sasha waits. Her phone and bag fall to the ground. Interior night continuous, janitor's closet. Briana fights back, trying to stand back up and leave the closet, but they are too strong for her. They manage to bind her wrists with zip ties and get between her and the door.
What the hell?
Sasha slams her hand over Briana's mouth and shushes her.
Keep quiet.
Or we will kill everyone in this school.
Sasha appears visibly confused and annoyed by this empty threat.
We did not talk about that.
What? Of course we did, remember? We were in the car and you had just texted me about a potential lead on a narc who said that we...
Okay, I'm not going to I'm going to stop you right there.
Sasha turns to Briana.
How did you find out about us? Who are you working for?
What?
Don't play dumb with us.
Go through her bag.
Jay grabs her backpack and her phone. He looks at the text she was about to send and deletes it.
Who's Mindy? Is she your overseer?
What? No, she's in our geometry class.
Jay shrugs and dumps out the contents of the bag.
Okay, Jay, this is a good learning opportunity. Tell me what you see and what you make of it.
Okay, binoculars, tape, research, a lighter, some other random shit.
What?
Sasha turns to look through the pile of junk. Briana takes the opportunity to try and sneak through the door, but Sasha notices. Sasha snaps her fingers and points to Briana.
Get the...
Jay shuffles through the tight space and grabs Briana's arm, yanking her back. Meanwhile, Sasha looks over the contents of Briana's bag, pensive.
Help! Help!
Cut to interior night, high school stage. Dozens of high schoolers blast music for bread while stretching and loudly moving equipment around. Some students perform vocal warm-ups. Briana's cries are nearly inaudible over the sound.
Do you hear something?
What?
They both shrug and continue with their warm-ups. Interior night, continuous, janitor's closet. Jay laughs.
Everyone in the building is in warm-up right now. They can't hear you.
Sasha flicks through the pages of research and looks back at Briana, who has given up on screaming.
You're just a nosy high schooler, aren't you?
No way.
Look at this. She printed out Reddit threads. She brought scotch tape and cheap binoculars. She's just an uptight girlfriend playing spy.
Hey!
But she figured us out?
Sasha begins pacing back and forth in the small space, stepping over the pile of Briana's stuff as she goes.
This is not good. This is really not good. We spent months on this plane and she figured it out in a matter of days. Did you go to the cops?
Briana weighs her options.
No. Good, good. Okay, good. Yeah. No, this is fine. Modge doesn't have to figure out about this. Yeah, okay.
She turns to Briana and smiles.
You know what? How much of this have I really figured out anyway? And like you said, I'm just a high schooler, so who's gonna believe me anyways, you know? You could probably just let me go.
You know that Sasha, Modge, and I are scheming.
Yeah, well, but...
And you know that we were using donuts to control people's minds.
I mean, what does anyone really know, you know?
And you must have figured out that strobes are catalysts for the mind control to get into effect.
Well, actually...
And by the way, she rushed over here. She must know about our plan with the concession stand.
Wait...
And she's going to try to stop the strobes from going off in the final scene. Ha!
And?
Stop telling me your plan! I just want my boyfriend to go back to the way he was.
Sasha and Jay look at each other. Jay is visibly confused, but Sasha begins to laugh.
No, you don't. The only reason he got back with you is because you told him to. Damn, how did you figure all this out but not see that?
Tears well in Briana's eyes as she turns away.
Jay, hand me a syringe.
Jay grabs a duffel bag and begins searching in it.
You really don't have
Oh,
to.
don't worry, it's just a little pinch, like getting a shot at the doctors. Then you're gonna feel a little hazy and like you want to do whatever anyone tells you for the rest of your life until the end of time.
Why are you doing this?
Because it's high time I got a promotion.
What does that even mean?
Sasha smiles again and confidently reaches her hand out toward Jay, open-faced and ready to grab a syringe.
Agent J?
Okay, so here's the thing.
What?
There are no injectables in this bag. Just donuts.
Sasha slaps her palm to her face. She checks her watch.
Okay, fine. How about this?
She pulls out a donut and a napkin and places them on the ground.
We'll be back after intermission. In that time, you can either eat the donut or sit here and wait for us to give you an injection. Let's go, Jay.
Jay gathers his things and leaves. Sasha follows, but stops in the doorway and turns back to Briana.
And don't forget, no one can hear you scream.
She closes the door, leaving Briana in the darkness. A moment later, the door reopens. Sasha enters and she grabs Briana's phone. She holds it up to Briana so she can see what she's taking and then exits once more, locking the door behind her. Briana looks around the room for something she can use to help with her situation. She spots a toolbox and tries to pick it up with her hands behind her back. It doesn't work. The box comes crashing to the ground along with a few rolls of paper towels and a bottle of Windex. The box hits the ground and spills open, revealing a set of wire cutters.
Yes!
Briana crouches down and picks them up, eventually cutting herself free from the zip tie. She tries the door, but it's locked from the outside. She looks around the room again and sees an air vent. She sighs. Interior night, high school hallway outside the theater. Excuse me, high school hallway. Vanessa comes through the doors of the high school. People have begun to gather outside the theater to wait for the show to start.
Come on, Jason, hurry up.
Jason jogs to catch up with her. They turn the corner and see Mr. Davis exit the theater.
Oh, Jason, there you are. Come on, the play is about to start, and Mrs. Modge says you're supposed to be on the catwalk.
Jason heads towards Mr. Davis.
Wait, Jason, I really think we should go try to find Laurel first.
Jason ignores Vanessa and enters the theater.
Now, Vanessa, wouldn't want me to have to write you up for disrupting a school event, would you?
What? No.
Good. Then let Jason do his job. You guys can talk to your friends later.
She's not my friend.
I don't have time for teen drama. We have a show to put on.
Mr. Davis enters the theater and Vanessa tries to follow.
Not yet. House doesn't open for another 2 minutes.
He closes the door on Vanessa. She begins to walk away, but she hears a rattling above her. Vanessa looks up and sees Briana's face obscured by the air vent.
Briana?
Vanessa! Oh, thank God.
Vanessa looks around. No one else in the hallway seems to notice Briana.
What are you doing? You're not supposed to be up there.
Oh, really? I am not supposed to be in the school's air vents? Wow, I had no idea. Thank you so much, Vanessa. Will you just help me get down?
What? No.
Ugh. So at least you haven't been brainwashed yet.
I'm sorry, what?
Briana pushes on the vent, but it doesn't budge.
Please, I think you were right about something being up with Jason.
Right? He's been acting so weird. I really think that we just need to sit down with him and communicate that we are worried about him.
Yeah, great. Can you please open this vent?
Oh, right.
Vanessa reaches up for the vent and it swings open. Briana shimmies her way in around the vent and drops down feet first. Vanessa closes the vent.
Okay, so I think maybe he's acting this way because he's smoking weed, or...
Briana looks around the hallway and grabs Vanessa's arm.
Not here.
She pulls Vanessa into a girl's bathroom. Moments later, Sasha and Jay enter carrying a fold-out table. They set it down and Sasha goes back around the corner. Jay tapes down a sign that reads, concessions, popcorn, $8, candy, $10.99, donuts, free. Sasha comes back with a tray of donuts and places it on the table.
There's plenty more where these came from, too.
The lights flicker on and off, signaling the start of the show. The crowd files in as Sasha and Jay continue their setup. Interior night, girls' bathroom. Briana leans up against the bathroom counter, facing Vanessa as she flips through the papers that Briana took through the vents.
Briana, this actually makes sense.
Really?
I mean, yeah. What, did you not think it did?
No, I mean, I don't think I got locked in a closet for nothing. It's just nice to have someone believe me.
Okay, so what do we do now?
I don't know. You're the smart one.
Well, it's not like there was a chapter on this in our textbook. What was your plan when you came here?
Briana doesn't answer Vanessa. She turns to the mirror and looks at herself. There's dust in her hair from the vent, and she begins picking it out.
Why don't we just call the police and let them deal with it?
Hi, 911. There are two evil people here trying to take over the world and mind-controlling donuts.
Good point.
Vanessa sits down on the ground and spreads out the papers.
Okay, well, how did you figure all this out?
I don't know. I Googled it.
You Googled it?
Yup.
What does one even type in that situation?
Well, at first it was, my boyfriend is a spy, and then, my boyfriend has been hypnotized.
Okay, well, I don't think that's going to work here. Let's start with what we know.
Briana sits down on the floor next to Vanessa, and the two start flipping through the papers. Interior night, theater. Inside the theater, many adults and supportive high schoolers sit bored in the audience. Lucy, student actor 2, and student actor 3 are on stage.
Your name, I beseech you, sir.
Lucy steps forward and says her line with a sweeping gesture.
Mustard seed.
I desire you of more acquaintance, Sir Mustard Seed.
Lucy looks for Briana in the audience, but does not see her.
The moon, methinks, looks with a watery eye. Bring him silently.
The students exit and the curtains close. The house lights go up. Interior night, girls' bathroom. Briana and Vanessa sit in the bathroom. Vanessa has pulled out a notebook and is mapping out their plan.
Okay, so then you grab the donuts, and I'll meet you in the parking lot with Jason, and we drive to the hospital.
Got it. Yeah, we can do this.
A woman enters the bathroom and the girls see the crowd gathering outside the door.
Shoot, it's already intermission?
Don't worry, folks. There are plenty more donuts where those came from.
No, no, no.
The girls rush out of the bathroom and into the hallway. Interior night continuous. High school hallway outside the theater. Everyone is eating donuts. Mr. Davis walks by and is shoving 2 strawberry donuts into his mouth at the same time.
No!
Briana smacks the donuts out of his mouth.
Everybody stop eating. They found, black mold in the cafeteria.
Oh, don't worry. These are homemade.
Shit, she's good. Sorry.
Briana looks to Vanessa. The 2 girls push past the crowd, swarming for the donuts, and meet each other again.
What do we do? Too many of them have already eaten donuts. We need to call the cops.
Sasha has spotted the girls and is making her way towards them. Vanessa sees this.
We need to go.
She points to Sasha and Briana, and Briana and Sasha make eye contact.
Shit!
The girls start running, pushing their way through the crowd while knocking as many donuts out of people's hands as possible. They turn the corner and run up the stairs. Interior night continuous, high school hallway, 2nd floor. Briana and Vanessa burst through the doors onto the 2nd floor. In the moments before Sasha enters, they run through a door labeled catwalk. Interior night continuous, catwalk. Once on the catwalk, the girls slow down and try to catch their breath. The theater below is completely empty, and there's very little light.
Do you think?
Shh.
They listen through the door, trying to figure out if Sasha's on the other side.
I really say nothing.
A figure emerges from the shadows behind them.
Nothing.
The girls scream.
Oh my god!
Oh my god, I just peed a little.
Jason, what are you doing here?
Jason doesn't answer. The door to the catwalk opens and Sasha stands on the other side.
Gotcha.
The girls cower backwards until they reach the end of the catwalk. There's nothing but a thin metal bar between them and a drop to the ground.
Jason, why don't you go make sure no one else comes in that other door until I tell you otherwise?
We'll go make sure no one else comes in that door until you tell me otherwise.
Isn't he adorable? I can see why you like him. I totally would have fallen for a boy like that when I was in high school.
I didn't know they had high school in the Mesozoic era.
Mesozoic.
Whatever.
Cute. I take you didn't eat the donut?
Sorry, didn't want the carbs.
Sasha moves close to them and pulls out a syringe that's filled with a neon blue liquid.
Fair enough.
Sasha takes another step forward, and Briana looks to the ground below. Vanessa closes her eyes and clenches her fists.
Jason, forget what Sasha just told you and tackle her. Don't let her say anything to you.
Sasha laughs.
Oh, please. Like, that's really going to...
Jason pummels Sasha to the ground and puts his hand over her mouth. The syringe goes flying off the catwalk and lands on the stage floor.
I can't believe that worked.
Go, go, go!
They run to the door and exit the catwalk. Interior night continuous, high school hallway behind theater. Briana and Vanessa run back down the stairs and towards the backstage area.
Do you think it's okay that we leave him here?
He'll be fine.
They turn the corner and enter a hallway filled with actors. They're all eating donuts. Briana runs up to Lucy and snatches the donut from her hand.
Let's go home. I'm mad at you. You missed the whole first half, and why? To hang with Vanessa? We don't even like her.
Heard that, thanks.
Look, Vanessa is helping me because Sasha and Jay are actually evil spies or some shit, and the donuts are mind control. But not until there's strobe lights.
Vanessa nods her head.
Okay, I'm gonna need you to...
We don't have the time, Vanessa. Why haven't you called the police yet?
Vanessa looks at her phone sadly.
I'm out of minutes.
God, I hate you. Lucy, where's your phone?
Mr. Davis locks all our phones in his office before every show.
Okay, fine. We just need to find a way to alert the authorities, get everyone out of the building, and make sure no one sees strobe lights.
But what if we didn't?
Guys, I'm so confused.
Vanessa pulls out her notebook and starts flipping through the pages of their plan.
I have an idea, but we need to solve the play. If they go back in the theater, there's nothing to stop Sasha or Jay from setting off the strobe lights, grabbing a mic, and doing whatever the hell they want to a crowd full of zombies.
Briana smiles and looks at Lucy.
How would you like the role of a lifetime?
Now you're speaking my language.
Interior night, high school hallway outside theater. Mr. Davis is on his third donut now, and Jay is actually concerned.
Mr. Davis, I don't really think anyone is supposed to ingest that much syrup. High fructose corn syrup.
You can't tell me what to do.
He grabs another donut and walks away. As he passes the theater doors, Lucy emerges. She pops something in her mouth and bites down. Fake blood explodes from her mouth.
Mr. Davis, I'm not feeling too good.
Oh my god.
Is it cold in here? It's so cold. The theater, there's something in there.
Oh my god, the nurse!
Someone runs off in the direction of the nurse's office. Neil emerges from the crowd, dropping his donut.
Oh my god, Lucy.
Neil grabs Lucy, who quickly pops another capsule into her mouth. She spits up blood all over her stepbrother. Mr. Davis stands up and addresses the crowd.
Intermission will be extended until further notice while we deal with a situation. Nothing to worry about.
Mr. Davis and Neil lift up Lucy and begin carrying her towards the nurse.
Neil!
Yeah, what is it?
If only you'd let me use the car last Saturday.
They carry her off. People who see her gasp and whisper to each other. Interior night, high school hallway behind theater. Briana receives a text from Lucy.
Mission accomplished.
She shows the phone to Vanessa.
I have a plan. We need to get the drug from Sasha and Jay to get them to confess. But the fire alarm has strobes. They'll all be hypnotized.
Yeah, and then a voice will say, please evacuate the building, and the authorities will be called.
That's a bad plan.
That's a bad plan? You have a bad plan. How the hell are we going to get them to eat a donut?
We inject them.
How do you do that?
I don't know. We steal...
And that confession won't hold in a court of law.
Yeah, but...
And besides, what if the cops don't believe them?
But it's like...
And...
Okay, do you just hate this idea because it's mine?
What?
Why do you hate me so much?
I don't know. Why does everyone love you so much? Who made you queen of the school?
It's not my fault I'm popular.
Is it your fault that you're a bitch?
Excuse me?
I see how you treat my brother. You just want a little boy toy to follow you around. You don't care about him. Why do you think I convinced him to break up with you?
You did that? Promise in 2 weeks and you convinced him to break up with me? You were so goddamn jealous of my life, aren't you?
No.
Student actor 3, who apparently has been standing there the whole time, steps between them.
Look, I don't know what weird role playing you're doing right now, but why don't you just like hypnotize the villains and control the fire alarm?
Nobody asked you.
Okay, jeez, just trying to help.
Student actor 3 pulls a donut out of his bag and moves to bite into it.
Wait, don't eat that.
And why not?
Because the donuts got recalled because of black molds.
I brought this from home. It has no artificial sweeteners.
Wait, I have an idea.
Vanessa snatches the donut from student actor 3.
Rude!
Student actor 3 walks away, arms crossed.
If you pretend to eat one of their donuts, you can probably get close enough to Sasha to hypnotize her.
That's actually a good idea, I guess.
Thanks. I mean, it's only because your original idea was so good.
Can we declare a truce until this shit is sorted?
Vanessa smiles.
Sounds good.
Okay, I think you should go grab the syringe from the stage and get Jay with it.
Okay.
And then you should pull the fire alarm.
Okay.
Briana looks at Vanessa for a moment, and the two girls sit in silence.
We can do this, right?
We can do this.
Vanessa hands Briana the donut. Briana stands up and heads back towards the stairs. Vanessa goes through the stage doors. Interior night, a catwalk. Briana opens the door to the catwalk. She holds half the donut and has crumbs on her shirt. Sasha looks up at her, still struggling against Jason. On the stage below, Vanessa tiptoes around, looking amongst the fake bushes and trees to try to figure out where the syringe landed.
Jason, let go of her.
Jason stands up slowly. The second she is out from his grip, Sasha springs up.
You.
Briana keeps a blank expression and steps forward.
Agent J told me to come here and get you. I will ask you where the extra syringes are and then report back. Where are the extra syringes?
Sasha laughs and takes the donut from Briana's hand. Briana follows it with her eyes, hoping that Sasha won't be able to tell that it's not one of hers.
Oh, this is just too good.
She tosses the donut over the edge. It hits Vanessa. Sasha doesn't notice.
Isn't this easier? Come here.
Briana moves toward her. Sasha brushes the crumbs off of Briana's shirt.
You know what? I think you'll make a good recruit with the lead. Maybe you can take my position once I get promoted.
Briana says nothing. She tries not to react.
The extra syringes are here.
Sasha points to a bag on the floor from behind her and starts to turn around.
Wait!
Below, Vanessa freezes. She has the syringe now, but will definitely be seen if Sasha reaches for the bag.
Excuse me?
Jay asked me to bring the syringes back. I have to do it. I will bring the syringes back.
Briana picks up the bag and holds it close. She quickly moves her position back to keep Sasha from facing Vanessa. Vanessa runs out of the theater. Sasha looks Briana up and down.
Give those back.
I have to bring the syringes to Jay.
That's not what you said before. Jason, grab her!
Briana quickly grabs the syringe and uncaps it before Jason grabs her and causes her to drop the bag. He puts a hand over her mouth. Sasha picks it up and takes the syringe out, uncapping it.
You really are such a pain in the ass. Jason, grab that.
The fire alarm goes off. Lights flash and a woman's voice comes over the loudspeaker.
Fire! Fire! Evacuate the building. Fire! Fire! Evacuate the building.
Jason lets go of Briana and starts to exit.
Jason, stay.
Jason stops for a moment, but the woman's voice rings out again.
Evacuate the building. Fire! Fire!
He leaves.
Fine. Guess we'll do this the old-fashioned way.
Briana shifts her grip on the syringe, poising her thumb on the plunger. Sasha does the same.
You know, there's no way you get close to me without getting a shot of your own.
Exterior night, outside the high school. Theatergoers exit the school in an orderly fashion. Jay is among them. Vanessa follows the crowd, holding an emptied syringe. She smiles for a moment, then looks back toward the building. She looks around, but doesn't see Briana. Interior night, catwalk. Briana and Sasha are still in a standoff.
I'm trained for shit like this. You're not gonna get me.
Briana doesn't say anything. Her feet remain planted firmly on the ground, ready to push off at a moment's notice.
Doesn't have to be like this, though. You could join us and get everything you've ever wanted. You tell people to make you prom queen, you got it. The college of your choice will accept you without question. Teachers will give you straight A's. Jason will be yours.
Briana loosens her stance. Sasha takes a tentative step forward.
Anything you want from Jason. Be the perfect boyfriend, better than he ever was before.
But he won't want to be with me.
Sure he will.
Sasha takes another step forward. She raises the syringe and moves for Briana's arm. Briana doesn't move.
Anything I want.
Sure.
Sasha raises her arm, ready to plunge the syringe into Briana.
Hey, Sasha?
Sasha pauses for a moment.
What?
Briana points at Sasha's leg, and Sasha looks down. Briana has her syringe in Sasha's leg. She presses the plunger down. The lights continue to flash.
Drop the syringe.
Sasha does. Briana smiles.
Isn't this easier? Now tell me how the stuff works and how to get the antidote.
Our chemicals work by interacting with photons from the leg and disrupting neurotransmitters in the occipital lobe that then go onto the rest of the brain.
Stop. Never mind. I didn't understand any of that. Follow me.
Briana exits and Sasha follows. Excuse me. Exterior night, outside the high school. Vanessa is talking to a firefighter and a detective man with Jay, who is telling him all about their plan and showing off some of the uneaten donuts. Everyone else remains stood in place, staring straight ahead. Briana pushes through the crowd with Sasha to reach Vanessa.
Vanessa!
Briana, oh thank God.
The girls hug for a brief moment before pushing away.
I mean, thank God that you actually managed to get to Sasha.
So I assume this is Agent S.
Yep, all yours.
The firefighter steps away from the conversation and turns on her megaphone.
All right, folks. If you can drive and have your car here, go to St. Church Hospital on Main Street. Take as many people with you as you have space in your car.
The crowd immediately begins grouping together and heading to the cars.
And don't forget to buckle in.
Lucy walks by Briana's conversation and the detective gasps.
Oh my, is she okay?
She's fine. It's fake.
People get into cars and everyone drives away in an orderly fashion. Interior day, hospital room. Jason wakes up in a hospital bed. He sits up and looks around frantically. He looks at his arm and sees an IV sticking out. Jason reaches for it to pull it out.
Whoa, hey dude, don't do that.
Jason stops. He looks up and sees Briana sitting by his bedside.
It's just to hydrate you. Apparently no one told you to drink water in the last few days.
Where am I?
The hospital.
Jason sits back in his bed and takes a deep breath. Briana fidgets in her chair.
The doctors say most people remember their time under the drugs. Do you?
Yeah.
Jason, I'm so sorry.
Jason reaches for Briana's hand.
You don't have to apologize. You saved me.
Tears well in Briana's eyes.
Jason, I should have known. I should have known something was off.
Look, Bri, you saved everyone. If anything, I should be apologizing to you. I misjudged you when I broke up with you.
No, you didn't. I think you were right. We don't work well together.
Vanessa enters the room and sees that Jason is awake.
Jason!
She runs over and gives him a hug.
Hey, loser.
The two smile and laugh. Briana smiles too and heads for the door.
I'm gonna go see if Lucy is awake.
She opens the door.
Briana, wait.
Briana turns back.
You're a good person. Got it?
Got it.
She exits. Interior day, a different hospital room. Lucy sits in a hospital bed surrounded by flowers. Mindy sits in a chair beside the bed, laughing and talking. Briana enters and closes the door behind her.
Hey guys.
Hey!
How are you feeling, Luce?
Much better now, but I am never eating donuts again.
All three of the girls laugh. Briana turns to Mindy.
Hey, Mindy, I need to apologize to you. I should have listened to you when you told me something was wrong.
Apology accepted. Really? Of course. Get in here.
Mindy shifts onto the hospital bed with Lucy and Briana takes the other side. They hug and smile.
Okay, so I want to hear the story one more time. How the hell did you take down 2 real-life evil spies?
Well, actually, Lucy had a huge role in it. I think she should tell you the story.
Okay, so get this. I'm backstage, minding my own business, when suddenly Briana and Vanessa, of all people, come bursting in.
In the background, a TV plays the news on mute. Sasha, Jay, and Mrs. Modge are seen in handcuffs being taken away in a police van. The scene cuts to a raid of the evil headquarters. Interior night, a ballroom. Prom, 2 weeks later. Briana, Lucy, and Mindy sit around a round table chatting. Their hair is done, and they're in prom dresses. A DJ plays the Cha-Cha Slide in the background, and a few people dance.
I'm just saying, it's weird that they're serving donuts here, right?
Yeah, it's really not in good taste.
Vanessa enters and sits down at the table with them.
Did you guys see that they're serving donuts here? That's weird, right?
Totally. I tried to tell them it would be weird.
The music stops, and Mr. Davis takes the microphone away from the DJ.
Okay, everyone. Before we announce our prom king and queen, I need to address the elephant in the room. Yes, it was probably a mistake to serve donuts after recent events, but we had already put a deposit down.
Rick throws a donut at Mr. Davis.
Boo! Okay, now that's just rude, young man. Come see me out in the hallway. But first, without further ado, here is our very own Lucy Brooks to announce our prom royalty.
Lucy stands up and takes the mic. Mr. Davis wipes donut from his face and leads Rick out of the room.
Okay, everyone, let's do this quickly so we can all go to the after party at Rick's house.
Yeah, Rick.
Our prom queen this year is Vanessa Hughes.
People cheer and clap.
I know that she wasn't technically nominated, but she received a surge of write-in votes. Thank you for helping save the school.
More cheers and claps. Briana hugs Vanessa before she makes her way up to Lucy, who is waiting with a sash and a tiara. Mindy leans into Briana.
You okay? I know you really wanted this.
I'm good. Who do you think told everyone to write in her name?
Vanessa hugs Lucy and gives a little wave to the crowd. Briana looks around the room and sees the detective man from earlier. He catches her eye and gestures for her to follow.
Mindy, I'll be right back.
Okay.
Vanessa comes back to the table and Mindy gives her a thumbs up. Briana follows the man outside. Interior night, outside the ballroom. Detective man waits for Briana and extends a hand as she approaches. They shake hands.
Good to see you again.
Thanks.
Detective man hands a file to Briana. She opens it and starts flipping through the pages.
You did some really good work saving your school. Would you be interested in joining an elite squad of high schoolers that join together to save the world?
Briana begins to laugh. She snorts through her nose and doubles over in laughter. Detective man does not laugh.
You're serious?
Very.
Oh.
Briana starts looking back through the file. Interior night, a ballroom. Vanessa and Lucy are back at the table. Briana re-enters, holding the file. She sits down at the table.
Hey guys, what did I miss?
The end.